Hey, Shawnee from SpeedQiYi.com. So we have a review of the Valk 3. So this was sent to me from QiYi. You can pick it up through the link in the description. I'll also put a link to their Facebook page down there as well. So the Valk 3 comes in at about 5.55 centimeters. That's the same number as the world record that Mats Valk held for a couple years. I don't know if that was just a big joke or happens to be that way, but I find it funny. I like smaller cubes, so this is great for me. It has the new QiYi shades that they've been using for a lot of things. Very similar to what other people are doing. This green is really solid. I know a lot of times the green ends up being see-through for some companies. And this yellow is a bit brighter than you see on some other ones as well. For example, this. So shades are really nice. Now, as you probably saw in the unboxing and from some other people's thoughts, it feels very similar to either Meiying or a Yuxiao. I consider it more like a Meiying because it's more airy feeling or more smooth than it is scratchy. And the Yuxiao to me was really scratchy. Now, with that said, it's much, much more controllable. Now, I've tightened the tensions. This is pretty tight for what a lot of people do. And it still corner cuts way over 45. It still reverse corner cuts really easily. And it's just really controllable. Now, it was fast out of the box. I put some Speed Cube Shop Weight 6, a couple drops in there, and that made it much more controllable. Now, within the last week, I broke my average of 5, 12, and 100 with this. So my average of 5 is now something like 12.8, which is almost half a second, I think, below what my old one was. Definitely a great cube. Now, one thing I want to address, though, is it's very similar in shape to the Yuxiao. You just posted an image comparing them. And I want to show you those pieces. While I'm loosening the cube, the screw is really nice. I haven't had any issues with it stripping. It's really just a nicer screw, I think, that we've seen. And the spring in here is cone-shaped. It's a conical spring, which I've only seen that one other time, and that's in the Gans 357. Now, I feel like this may help with stability, because the center cap, instead of just being pushed straight down, is kind of being pushed more around as well. So it has, a slightly different type of tension on it. I'm going to put that back in there. But let me take this edge piece out and this corner. So I have the edge piece here of the Yuxiao and this from the Valk 3. And you can see they both have the similar angle here with the torpedo, but that's pretty much the same of any cube we have nowadays. So edges are very similar all around. I don't think there's too much of a way to compare those. I don't know what that hole does. Maybe it's just to save plastic? I don't know exactly what that's for. As far as corners, now these are made slightly different. This has 3 pieces around with a center stock, and this has 3 pieces that go into a base that kind of snaps over it. Now, these corners have that same sort of idea where there's cuts into it, but you can see with the Valk 3 that it's more flat like the Meiying is. Let's focus on this. Okay, there we go. You can see with the Valk 3, it's much flatter, kind of like the Meiying is, while the Yuxiao cuts out and around. So there are some pictures that Moyu posted that showed them very, very similar looking, but you can see they are similar, but so are most 3x3s, and I don't think there's any blatant, just completely copying a mold at all with this. As far as the cube goes, it's fantastic. This is my new main. You guys know, if you've been watching other videos, I don't like to say I have a main, because any cube can work. I mean, I might have broken my records with another cube, it just happened to be that one week that I did it. But I feel like I'm able to control this so well. It really just, it's kind of everything I've been looking for. I like the Meiying, that one I had for a long time, that I use for a lot of things, but I wish it was a little more controllable. I wish the pieces were slightly more rounded And I kind of wish it was even just a little bit smaller, because I started with the mini Oolong. And this is it. This is exactly it. Now, after it came out, Matt's Valk broke his record with it. And I said in the unboxing that he's third in the world. He's actually fourth, because there was that one solve that was 4.92 or something like that that was next. And I'm kind of rambling right now because I've kind of gone through all the different things about it. It's very fast out of the box and I had to slow it down. It's quite smooth. It's not scratchy at all. It's very controllable while being pretty flexible as well. And I've tightened the tensions on some sides. You can see where it might not cut exact. Oh, there we go. So it still does cut even if tensions are pretty tight. There's nothing bad I can say about this. There's nothing that I found that I don't like about it. It's exactly what I'm looking for. So now the price. You'll find a lot of places it's about $20. I don't see too many extra things you get with it that make the price, that validate that price point. But for me, I will be spending the money on that. Maybe the money's going to Matt's himself, which if that's the case, I'm okay with that. But in the end, get this cube. I have nothing else really to say about it. Get it. It's good. It's exactly what I'm looking for. So thank you very much for watching. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And as always, stop by speedcubereview.com for more news and reviews. Oh, while I was doing some solves for this, I had this scramble come up on the timer. And it's got to be the best scramble I have ever seen in my entire life. And I unfortunately did not get a record with it. I almost feel like I couldn't count it as a record just because of how ridiculous it was. But I'm going to put that in the video so you can see that. Try out the scramble. Let me know what you got because it was hilarious.